How do you build great slides for consulting finance or in strategy management in 4 simple steps? Hi everyone, my name is Johannes and I'm an expert and career coach for careers in consulting, finance and strategy management. And so far we have helped more than 100 clients already to achieve their goals and to take the next step in their career. And in this video, I want to talk about how to build slides in 4 very simple steps. And slide writing is a very important skill that you always need if you work in consulting, if you work in finance, but also if you work in strategy and management. And still many people struggle with it, especially if they have to work on more complex slides, on larger slide decks. And most people struggle really with building these slides very, very efficiently. All right. And now I want to explain a 4-step process here in this video that will hopefully help you to understand how to accelerate your slide writing process. So to visualize it, let me draw a slide here. Okay, so let's assume that this is a slide. And what is always the first step? The first step, if you want to build a slide, is to think about the key message. So step number 1 is the key message. So before you even start thinking or touching PowerPoint, think about the key message. So what do you want to show on the slide? That is so important. If you don't know the key message, don't even bother opening PowerPoint, because the entire purpose of a slide, the entire purpose why we use PowerPoint at all, is because we want to make the understanding or the communication of information easier. But if you don't know what the information is that you want to share, if you don't know what the key message is that you want to share, then don't even bother opening PowerPoint. So think about the key message first. That's so important. And one way of communicating key messages in slides is by using an action title. You see, typically in consulting, in finance, in management and strategy, if you build a slide, you start with the action title. And the action title is a title of a slide that summarizes the key message in a very precise way. All right. So let's assume that we want to show a slide where we, let's say analyze the profitability or the profit of the company that you are working for, or maybe a client of yours, and you want to say, hey, the profitability increased. So then this could also be the key message. Okay, so let's say the key message is that the profit increased by 10% over the past 3 years. And then this would be the key message. And this is also where we would start. We would start by writing the key message. So let's say the profit of the company increased by, let's say, 10%. And then let's add over the past, let's say, 3 years. And now this could be the action title, all right? And it's really important for you, if you build a slide, that you always first start with the action title. If you don't have an action title, don't work on the slide, because this will make the rest of it much, much easier. Okay, this is typically where we start. Now, the second step is to think about what kind of slide design or slide flow do we want to have. Okay, or what kind, some also call it like blueprint or template. Okay, so the second, let's call it slide flow. And this is the second question. So now we know what the key message is, but what do we really show here in the body of a slide to make this message or to visualize this message, right? And now there could be like several different options. Okay, we could have like, let's say, a list of bullet points, for example. We could have maybe a graph. We could have maybe a table, that shows all the P&L positions and so on. So we have various different options to do that. So I would now go for a typical 2/3, 1/3 logic, which means that maybe in 2/3 of the slide we have a graph, and then in 1/3 of the slide we have describing bullet points. And this would be my slide flow. So just deciding, what kind of type of slide I really want to have. Is it a list of bullet points? Is it a pyramid? Is it like several boxes? Is it a graph? Is it, whatever it is, okay? So think about the blueprint before, because the advantage is now that typically if you work for a firm, you have a large slide library with many, many blueprints and with many, many slides that you already can use without really building them yourself, okay? So you can use the template and include the slide blueprint. And this really helps you to save time, all right? So you start with the action title and then you think about the slide flow. So in my case, I would say, okay, I first want to show the chart with the profitability over the past years, and then I want to include the bullets. So let's say, typically you would have like maybe a headline, 2/3, a bit longer, and then here would be the comments. So I would have here the chart, and then I need a chart description. So let's call it like profit of past 10 years in, let's say, million euros, okay? And then we would have comments here, comments or description, okay? And then probably my slide flow would be like that I would use this area here for a chart and this area here, for bullet points. And then I could also maybe include the chart or like use a template, and this would be like a bar chart. And here would be the comments. And this is already one of the most important steps in the slide building process, because now it's only about filling it up with the information. So once you have a good action title and once you decide on the slide flow, then it's all about the details and you cannot do any big mistakes, okay? And if the slide flow supports the action title, then you are in a good position to communicate your information in the right way. So the third step then is to include the content, okay? And this means, for example, that we include the data for the chart here. Okay, let's say this is the profitability. This is year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Then also like, because like we wanted to highlight the past 10 years. So let's say 10%, we include a visualization here. And we would also like include here, some bullets, probably like that, okay? And this is all about, including the information now. So including the data, writing the bullets, and, not focusing on the design, on the layout. It's just about, putting the facts on the slide. And this is typically the third step, okay? And then the last step is, this is step number 4, is to check the quality and the design, all right? So now I would make sure, I only have like a black pen at the moment, but I would make sure that the colors are right in the CI. I would maybe include like an icon somewhere if I want to do that. I would like double check the grammar here. I would maybe, bold or like make some of the keywords here bold. Okay, so this would be all the design aspects. Okay, I would make sure that the lines all look nicely, that everything is aligned. And of course I would do a quality check, that the numbers are correct, that there are no spelling mistakes, that we have consistent grammar structures and all of that stuff. But this is the 4th step, okay? And if you apply these 4 steps, then you will see that the slide process becomes much more faster. And why is that? Because most people make the mistake that they directly start like with the design and the content, that they maybe start on the left side of the slide and try to do everything perfectly, right? But the key in effective slide building is to have an iterative approach, okay? So to start from the top and then go down. So start with the key message and then work on the details. So just to recap, first always think about the key message first. Write it as an action title here at the top of the slide. Second, think about the slide flow. So do you want to show like a 2/3, 1/3 logic? Is it like a list of bullet points? Is it like I don't know, 4 boxes? Is it like a table? So whatever it is, okay? So think about that first. Then, include the content. work with slide blueprints if possible, or with templates that you have from your company, and only at the end, take care or plan extra time for the quality check and the design of the slide. Okay, and this is really important, so try this approach and let me know if this works. So if you want to know how to work with all the shortcuts, if you want to know how to build slides like a real pro, then you can apply for the career bootcamp, where we can help you to work on this and to develop these skills. So check it out, careerbootcamp.org. That's the website. There you can apply for a free consultation. And with that being said, hope this brought value to you, and see you in the next video. Goodbye, Johannes.